a little hiccup there. We just hit the live. Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
guys, we want to say welcome to Life Lessons Live. Once again, we had a little technical difficulty, but you're on with us, and we're here with the crew. And we're talking about personal development of the entrepreneur. And, when you're dealing with technology, sometimes you have some technical difficulties. Even CNN have technical difficulties. So, hey, it's all good. And we're here to have a great discussion. Again, we believe here that conversations birth new seasons, and this is the no judgment zone. And so we're just here to talk and to share. We don't know everything, but that we know we're willing to share with others and share experiences and those types of things. And I want this guy to introduce themselves once again. YouTube family, you might hear a repeat, but that's okay. You understand. We had to do it over again. But we want to get it for our Facebook family. Aaron, let them know who you are, man.
Hey, I'm Aaron Washington, owner of Aaron Wash Beard Co. Out of Tupelo, Mississippi. Shades Premier Grooming Lounge. Also did a barbershop for many years. Licensed barber since 1993. Married, Twala Cook, 2 kids. Community-based guy locally here in Tupelo. But just love people. That's who I am. Proud to be on Life Lessons Show with you guys. Hello to you.
Amen. Thank you for that, sir. Stephanie, let them know who you are.
Hey guys, I'm Stephanie Monique, educator and mentor here in Tupelo, Mississippi. And again, I am excited to be amongst these entrepreneurs today. It's an honor, actually.
Amen. Amen. And listen, we welcome those of you that are joining on Facebook Live, and we want you to know you can join in on this conversation. When you put your comments in there, I'm looking right at those. We put them up on the screen because you are included. You are important, and we won't kick it. So, join in, put your comments out there, and listen, share some of your experiences, and we'll talk. You might end up being a guest on the show. So, hey,
yeah,
everybody's welcome. We
That's
just
right.
kicking it. Lil D, tell them who you are.
Hey, this is G. Patterson, owner of the Buster Sale in Tupelo, Mississippi. Investor, friend, brother. Yeah. And that's it.
That's all you got today?
That's all
Man,
I got.
was with you a while ago. You were fired up. You were wide open like Case 9. And now he chilling. He didn't came out of the office for the day, Aaron, and now he relaxing on his drive home. See, that's one of the things you can do as an entrepreneur, man. You get that day over, then you can kick back and you can chill, enjoy some things, And so he in the chill mode now. But I was just with him. And Aaron, I tell you something, man. He was wide open. He was excited. He was talking. Listen, he almost made me late for what I needed to get home to get to what I needed to do because I was enjoying the conversation. All right. Yeah. Amen. I happened to be with Aaron earlier today. Always have a great conversation with him and things. Amen. And so it's just good to be with you guys. And that's one thing about entrepreneurship. You got to have a great personality. You got to be able to get along with people. Aaron mentioned it. He said, listen, I'm a people person. And I've been knowing him for several years now. And I just got to tell you, what he said is who he is. All walks of life, multicultural, all those dynamics are important. How important is that, Aaron, when you're talking about personal development and to be able to develop a multicultural types of relationships?
Oh, yeah, most definitely, Bishop. Our net worth is our net worth. And people is the greatest resource on planet Earth. I feel like you limit yourself if you only limit yourself to a certain crowd. But man, we're called to people. I just love people, not just a certain group of people. I love humanity, mankind. God created us all. We all we all humans. So it's very important, man. You block yourself in. You limit your resources. You limit your finances. You limit your relationships. You put a cap. It's a ceiling on it. If you don't understand what people are to you, man, I love it. Bishop, I played defensive back in sports, and that's the only place I want to be on the island. I could lock a receiver down one-on-one in the early 90s. Not now. But now I love people, man. I love it. I love seeing people get to the next level. Spending the right time, one person, Bishop, can change our life forever. In a good way. And negative, but in a good way. So you
Yeah.
never know. You never know who's carrying your next level of business, your next level of entrepreneurship, your next thought, who can get that next vision out of you. And some of the things I'm doing now didn't only come just from my grandmama table and people that looked at me. It came from
Wow.
transgender people. I grew up in a predominantly all-white town, Smithville, Mississippi, probably 99.9% Caucasian. Either
You said 99.9.
99.9. But those are some of the best people in the world to me. They still my family, still my brothers, still my sisters. Taught me a lot. I learned a lot. So diversity is very important. Very important. It's two things you can learn from anybody. That's what to do and what not to do. And I've seen good and bad in every area. There are some people that look just like me, Bishop. I don't want to be around. And there's some people that don't look like me. I prefer being around. But man, I challenge all your listening audience out there is do something different. Do something today or do something tomorrow, do something the next day. Talk to somebody that doesn't remind you of you all the time.
Wow.
And it can open doors. It can open doors that your mind, you can't even fixate what it can do for you, Bishop. But it's very important. Very important.
That's powerful. That's powerful. I heard you mention that people are your greatest asset.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah. And you don't want to close people off.
No.
Because that's who you want to do business with.
Yeah.
Is people.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need everybody. I need everybody that I can. I ain't trying to overlook nobody. You got everybody that you can that want to be around you. You gotta understand your target market. But no, you don't box people in. You don't forfeit relationships. The more you can keep that's solid, the better off you're gonna be.
That's powerful. That's called a wealthy place.
That's a wealthy place.
That's a wealthy place. Not just about money. Those quality relationships that you have. That's a part of your wealth. Those relationships. Stephanie, can you say that being that diversity, being multicultural is a key to really, getting out there and experiencing some great successes? And have you had to develop in some ways in that area?
Absolutely. It keeps you from being, boxed in, playing in your own pond, if you will. And, you learn new things, you learn new processes. You're able to embrace diversity. Like you learn, the do's and the don'ts in different cultures. You're able to relate, and so like Aaron said, you need everybody. And so you learn something, and you can only be as great as the people that you surround yourself with, so if everybody that you're around, has only been to the 5th grade, then that's your cap, so absolutely. You definitely got to, be able to reach, and to make connections, because you just never know. You never know where God is taking you. You never know how God wants to expand your vision or how he wants to expand you. And it helps you move forward.
G, what do you say about this diversity piece, being multicultural?
You know what? And let me know if you guys can't hear me. But I think it's definitely volatile to, a part of your success to be multicultural, because we're talking about entrepreneurship. Being an entrepreneur, you're going to encounter different types of people from all walks of life and every different age group, shape, size, color. It doesn't matter what the differences are. You're going to encounter these people, and being open to others' experiences and things of that nature will develop you and culture you. So I think that it's volatile to be diverse, multicultural.
Yes.
All of my friends, if you line my core best friends up, we all look different. We come from different nationalities. We come from different walks of life. Some come from more privileged backgrounds, and some come from less fortunate. But we are all friends. We all been friends for a very long time, and our differences make us a cohesive unit and bond that not very many people experience because of the fact of not being diverse and multicultural. We're 20 years of friendship, literally,
Wow.
and my dad can vouch for that, and those things. So not too many people can say that they've got best friends for 20 to 25 years and they still talk and hang out and work together, make money together, all types of things. So yes, I believe personally that it's volatile to be multicultural and diverse.
Amen. Awesome. Awesome. So those are some different point of views from some different generations there.
Yep.
Okay. And this is a multi-generational conversation. We want to hear from that teenager. We want to hear from that 50 something, that 60 something. And I heard a conversation today and they were just talking about how, growing up in the area that they grew up in, it was just a little different, and I can respect that because times changed. I remember my children, when I looked around my table sometime, it was like he said, there's a mixture of people sitting around the table eating my wife's food, want my wife to cook them some fried chicken and stuff like that. And so, as always, you never knew what was going to be going on at the Patterson house because they had all different types of friends. And so we thank God for that. And Aaron, I heard you talk about, Smithfield, 99.9, but the people look different than you. But I tell you, I'm there. I watch it many times. And when you say, I've been knowing this person for 20 years, 30 years,
That's
we grew
family.
up together and those types of things. Yeah, and you call them family. Man, how powerful is that? And then when your life starts evolving, you start getting into what you really love to do and like to do, they can be supportive of you. Man, that's a powerful testimony of something else we want to talk about. When we talk about personal development, that's character.
That's character. That's character.
Whoa, ho. That's that
the
C
main
word.
thing.
That's that C word. Talk about character a little bit, Aaron.
Start separating is not
Huh?
skin. That's where you
Okay.
start separating, not skin color and pigmentation and all that. Dr. King said the best, but the content of a person's character, and character is everything. And that entrepreneurship, those are the type of people that you decide who you want to do business with and who you don't. Your character flaw can't hang with you too much. Not for perfection, because none of us are perfect, but you got to have some core values. And my core values have to be like your core values. And we have to kind of think alike and talk alike if we're going to spend time with each other. Yeah, that character is important. I was talking to you earlier today, Bishop, saying, me as a barber doing appointments, if I set you an 8 o'clock appointment, that's 7:30 to me.
Oh, wow.
12 o'clock appointment, that's 11:30 to me. I'm not going to have you to be there at 8 and I get there at 7:59 or 8:05 and plug up. No, I'm ready when you show up because I told you your appointment is at 8 o'clock and you don't spend all night prepared for an 8 o'clock cut. That's what you get. And so with your character, and when people understand that's who you are and that's what you live by, you have principles, mission statements, goals, and it works. It works. But when your character ain't right and you keep calling me on an appointment and you don't show up and you don't did that 4 or 5 times, I can't do business with you because you don't respect time. And I respect time, and your time is value. I'm gonna value your time, and you're gonna value mine because can't none of us afford time, Bishop. So you start looking at characters and stuff like that. That's a entrepreneur. That's big time. That's big time. That's big time. And people look for that when they come to your business.
Yeah. Look what you will do and what you won't do.
What you won't do. Where's the manager?
Yeah. What you will do, what you won't do. Like you said, I'm there at 7:30, even though you're not there. That's character. It's level of preparedness, respecting and honoring a person because they don't have to support you.
No,
and when you start taking
barbershops in the world, bunch of beer companies in the world. I ain't the only one with one.
Okay.
A lot of them. So what separates you? Who you buying from? Who you doing business with? Will they stand behind? Will they show up?
Okay.
Will they come to your kids' event every now and then? Bishop say this all the time. Y'all is out there listening. I sow into you, Aaron, but I sow into your family. I see what you do with Colin. I see what you do with Twala. I see what you do with King. I see what you
Yeah.
do in the community. So I'm sowing into a vision. I'm sowing into a character. And,
Yeah.
and he paid me more than I charged for a haircut. But I'm thankful for that. That's why I love being around Bishop, because I love his character more than I love his color.
Man, I'm humbled by that, and that's just the truth.
Yeah.
And any entrepreneur, you don't have a problem getting what you're worth if your character matches what you're trying to say that you're worth. Because if your character don't match what you say you're worth, there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect. You know, and you don't have to always try to hustle someone. When I use that word, I mean just have the cheapest prices just to get people to come to where you are. If you have a quality atmosphere, your character, everything about you matches up, man, people will go over and above what your cost is for that service, for that product, okay, for that talent that you have. Man, there's nothing for someone to appreciate you because of you.
Yes.
That's your character. That's your character. Anybody else want to speak on that? We got Miss Peggy Washington saying, "Speak, air."
Hey, that's my mama. What's up, mama?
Who is that? Who is that right there?
That's my girl.
See, they're saying something else now. They're saying something else when your mama coming on back up. Hey, Mama Washington. She's speaking up. Amen. Because you don't want your parents to not approve of what you're doing. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
Not a good thing.
Yes, Samantha Renee said character opens doors. It opens doors for you. Okay. It opened doors for you. And those are all true statements. Stephanie, what would you say? I talk about 6 C's when I'm teaching leadership and entrepreneurs: character, competence, chemistry, coordination, cooperation, and communication. And so let's talk about communication skills. Or if we need to break down character some more, let's do that, because some people struggle with that. They may not fully understand what we're talking about. We're talking about who you are when nobody's around, what you will and won't do, what you stand for. Aaron used the word core values. What do you value?
Yeah.
What do you honor? Who do you honor? All of those things make up your character. Okay. Yeah.
I definitely think that we can talk about the 6 C's, but I do think that there should be some extra time spent on character, because
all right.
Because your character is always evolving. You're always growing. Like, you never reach the point that you just got it. You know what I mean? Like, I admire Aaron. I look up to Aaron. I've been around him for a while, but I also know that he didn't start where he is today. And it's been a process, and it's been a journey, and that is a part of your wealth. When you have people that will travel to come to sit in your business, your establishment, and to spend time with you and to sow into you, that's a priceless relationship. And that is about your character. And so I think that that's important. I think that it's important that we understand that it's developed, that we just don't magically get these things, that is discipline, and it takes you being consistent. And I think that character is the foundation of all of those other 6 C's that you mentioned. If your character is off, your communication is going to be off. Your coordination is going to be off. Your competency is going to be off. You can't work well with others. They say play well in sandbox together. You can't do that if your character is off. And so I think that's an important piece that everybody needs to grow, to get better. But it takes a willingness, it takes you wanting to be better. It takes you wanting to, grow and see your business grow and your vision grow. You say this all the time, your why has to be big enough, right? And so that's about what you're willing to do, what you're willing to change, having those hard conversations, working on yourself. and being that stand-up person regardless who's around.
Okay.
But I definitely think communication is a great thing. I think that we need to learn how to communicate. I think that we need to listen more than we talk. That is a skill that is definitely missed in today's society.
Okay.
And our verbal has to be on point. You know, being able to have a complete conversation with a subject verb agreement and a thought. Maybe some prepositions in there as well. And so I think that, you know, conversation, communicating. I think that sometimes relationships are lost due to people not being able to communicate properly and not being able to understand one another. And communication is not always about speaking either, you know, so it's about how you carry yourself. It's about how you respond, you know, how you look, you know. So
that's good, because communication, your presentation is a part of your communication too. Isn't that right?
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is.
G. Aaron, talk a little bit about presentation, being a part of communication. They say it's a whole lot.
Presentation is everything. I don't want nothing nobody cook if it don't look good in my eyeballs. I eat with my eyes first.
All right.
You don't like your food just slapped on your face.
Taste it. It don't look right. So
okay.
Presentation is everything. Just back into the barbershop. Let's talk about that. Bishop, I hang my hat on making sure I have one of the cleanest, well-groomed, well put together, well neat environment done to the best of my ability that I can.
And you do.
I don't hit it out the ballpark every day, but for the most part, I want clean windows, clean floors, clean chairs, clean clippers, clean uniform, clean teeth, clean hair. My presentation is everything. Just so much as Monique said, your character, the way you talk, your professionalism, all of that builds your entrepreneurship and build your business and carry it to a place you can't even imagine. But you don't do those things. It's one thing about it, Bishop, when you're doing stuff present. People may not recognize when you do it, but when you don't do it,
oh my,
man, the whole world will watch it.
That's a nugget right there, Aaron.
Don't take a bath today and don't take a bath tomorrow. Just stop bathing for a week and watch how many people stay away from you. Now you can be the most clean, most well-groomed bishop, most beautiful, and a lot of people won't gravitate to you. But if you don't do it, people know the little stuff, man. And this other thing too, when you put it out there as entrepreneurship and you set it out there, people would notice right off something's wrong with me if they come to my shop and it's nasty.
Okay.
Because they know the standard, they know how I present it, they know how I serve it to them.
That's a part of your character.
It's part of my character. That's who I am. And back to that a little bit, it's not a moment or something that you pass through. It's a place that I live in now, Bishop. And, and my environment, and this is what a lot of people don't understand about entrepreneurship. You was there for an hour today, Bishop, but I probably was there for like 7-8 hours. So I'm in that environment more than anybody that come through my door.
Okay.
That's a place where I live and I want to be clean. So not only that, so when you present who you are, you don't draw what you want, you draw who you are. So when you present it in a way, because that's who you are, you draw
law of magnetism. Yes, sir.
You draw Monique. You draw a brother-in-law. I see my Paul Cook, my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
You draw people that think the way you think, that want stuff clean.
All right.
My mama's on there. I like eating at her table. Number one, she's not my mama. But number two, I know she clean.
All right now. And she can cook too, Jack.
Most definitely. So yes, presentation is everything. That little extra flour on the plate. And I know Monique managed many restaurants and done well. But that little extra drizzle across that cheesecake, that's the difference between a $7 piece of cheesecake, $3.99.
You're right about it.
It's the drizzle and the plate they served it on. So presentation, that means a lot. Presentation is everything.
And
that communicates. Go ahead, Stephanie.
I was just gonna say, because he said presentation, and because we're talking about it, it's the guest or the customer's perspective that we should be making sure that we understand, because from their perspective, what does it look like? You know, your perspective, the way you see it and how you view it is different from what your guest sees or what your customer sees. So for as you say, manage, what we would do is we would sit down in the booth and see what the guest sees, you know, because you will miss the cobwebs up under the light. You know, you see what I'm saying? But if a guest sees that, they'll say, "Oh my God, they haven't cleaned this light. Look how dirty that is."
Yeah,
you know,
bump right there, Monique.
Come on, fist bump. Or you know, if you pick up the salt and pepper shakers and they're kind of grimy, you're like, "Ooh, they don't clean their restaurant good." Again, it's the guest perception.
Yes.
And so that is the perception that we need to be operating from. And listen, that's where you find your opportunities. That's where you find the opportunities that you can tweak, that you can fix. And so sometimes I see Aaron, he'll sit in a chair, you know, and he'll look around to see what the client sees, you know, because you'll miss it from your position or from your perspective. I think that's important too.
Yeah.
Boy, those some powerful nuggets right there. Mo Jack say yes. yes. And so, you know, perspective, that's communicating how I value you as a customer. Okay. Now remember, you're an entrepreneur. You're here to do business, to offer a talent, a service, or a product at a price that you can turn a profit, okay, so that you can make money, okay, and provide all of the things that your customer desires for you to have. And so at that, you ought to care about what they see, how they feel. How does this make them feel? You know, you can't. Aaron has the beard wash company, right? His products are all packaged very nicely. They're attractive. They make you want to look at it. When I grab it every morning and use it, it feels good in my hand. It works. Okay. I don't have to take the top off and pour it out of my hand because it's the bottle's so cheap that the pump don't work. The pump works every time. Those are all the things, the small things people miss that you never know that a customer that you had say, I'm not buying no more of their products because what they package in doesn't work.
Yeah. Monique said a key thing. That's right, man. It's the details. It's that little
details.
Thing. And I encore what she said because I know Bishop for a fact. I get on a lot of people's nerves that work with me, but so be it. Because I'm just like that, Monique. And I tell everybody, if I could see it, the client could see it. So I do sit down in chairs and look at from their perspective and see hair under the station or this and that, underneath the chair, clean the base of the chair. It's all about the package and the presentation. Wow. A lot from a client or a customer. You get stuff and it's not packaged right. You're like, people don't take you serious, man.
Right.
They don't take you serious. And you don't, matter of fact, you don't take yourself serious. You want to be, but you don't. You don't.
Wow.
And I'm okay. I'm okay with starting with a person because they not where a big Fortune 500 company things is. But you can do the best of your ability. You can do better than what you did, and you know that.
Yeah. Excellence doing the best you can with what you have.
There you go, Bishop.
You know, and when you're showing I'm doing the best that I can with what I have. And when you can see that and sense that and feel that, I come to a proprietor's a place of business and I sense they're doing the best that they can with what they have, I'm going to support them because I want to make sure they can get better. But when you acting like, you know, you can take it or leave and all those types of things. Now, wait a minute. Now, I know what it's like to be at a 5-star spot and I'm choosing to come to support you and those types of things. At least have enough wherewithal to say, listen, we're going to do the best we can with what we have and make sure that you got some vision, you got some goals, some expectations. You're going somewhere. You're not just wanting to get my money from me and then treat me like I don't matter. No. You said something powerful. G, you might be able to chime in on this. And this is thing. You said, I want to see what the customers see. What if you as an entrepreneur, you're not a visual person? You're not a visual person.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? You don't see the presentation like like others see it, with that creative eye, that artistic eye, the details. You're not a very detailed person. Okay, you're good at what you do, but you're not a detailed person from a customer perspective. What do you do about that? I know I've talked about it before. I want to just hear from y'all. What do you do with that right there? It's not your strength. Wait a minute. There we go.
You staff it.
You staff it.
That's exactly what you do. You staff it. I mean, you have to staff your weaknesses, because your weaknesses take more time to develop than your strengths. Your strengths, you already have a core base of what you do, so you focus on that. So that strength is kind of like a weightlifter. Once he get going, his momentum, it's no problem for him to get stronger and stronger. But focusing on your weaknesses, those will take your time. So you have to staff that. So you hire a creative person. You hire. You hire an assistant, or you hire someone to come in, and if you can articulate your vision, and as a leader and as an entrepreneur, if at all anything, you should be able to articulate and tell people what you stand for, what you're trying to do. Then you can staff your weakness in that area. So
do you have to be able to take constructive criticism?
Oh yeah, most definitely. You have to have thick skin. Man, look, I have recently started a new business venture, and just recently started, seeing some profit from it. But I tell you what, getting to that profit, you have to have some tough skin, and it's not just from the target audience that you're trying to service. It's to the people on the other end of the transaction who benefits from that service. So you have to have some tough skin. And so, yes, constructive criticism, if you're trying to be in business, because this is the thing about constructive criticism, you're going to get it anyway, even if it's not from another, if anything, you're going to do it to yourself. You're going to get it from yourself. If you have that born innate ability to motivate yourself, you're going to get it from yourself. So you have to take on tough skin and, be able to, learn from your weaknesses. There's no such thing as a loss. It's either a win or a lesson, And that's and if someone comes in and says, hey, look, you do a great job at what you do, but you're lacking in this, and this area, and you're willing to staff that, then you have to also be willing. If you're willing to pay someone for the service, then that means you trust their wisdom. So you should be willing to also accept whatever wisdom that they might offer. If that makes sense.
So you don't say they don't know what they're talking about.
Right. I'm not going to spend money with someone I don't trust.
Okay.
That's like Mr. Aaron. Right. I know that Mr. Aaron's been in the hair and grooming business for close to 30 years? Are we coming up on? Close to it, right? So why not trust? I mean, close to, I'm just rounding, but close to 30 years of wisdom when it comes to hair and grooming, as well as pay for that time span of experience that he's developed to groom my head. Why not pay for that?
Amen. Good.
So
good.
Yeah.
So staffing your weaknesses, being able to take constructive criticism. Fortune 500 companies, they send secret shoppers into places. People that you don't know who they are, and they come in, they're checking out your customer service, seeing what the store, they've got a checklist of things that they're doing, and they're looking at putting a new fresh set of eyes on what you're doing. As entrepreneurs, we're developing, and development can be tough. It's one thing to have knowledge. It's another thing to take that knowledge, apply it, that you can benefit from what you've come to learn. Okay. Yeah. That's a whole nother level right there. So Aaron, how do you, how do you take and draw in constructive criticism constructive criticism? Do you get in the environment of vision? Do you, look sometime at other people in the industry and say, you know what, man, that's excellent what they doing right there. Let me step my game up on this right here, or whatever it may be. How do you do some of those things?
Yeah, most definitely, man. You have to be a student at all times. There are some rooms you go in. You just got to shut up and pay attention and gain it. But constructive criticism, Bishop, kind of reminds me of castor oil that I used to have to take when I used to get sick back in the day when my grandmother gave it to me. Bishop,
okay.
It's rough going down,
But
it's very beneficial when it get there.
Okay.
And I tell people, and I tell myself, Aaron, humble down and take this. You don't know everything, even though I think I do. I think I'm a master of all trades, but probably a jack of none. But great advice, constructive criticism is where I find myself growing the most. A lot of times people like pats on the back and neck massages, and you doing good. You got a building, you got a business, your haircut's fire, you got a crowd, you got a beard thing, you got this. And somebody walk up and say, man, there's so much more into you if you would adjust this.
Wow.
And then you get, well, this my thing. God gave it to me. I'm this. Can't nobody. You just to lose. If it comes from the right place and it comes from somebody been there, done that, you may ought to shut up and listen. But that's how you get there. Monique said it earlier. Close your mouth sometime, Aaron, and turn your ears on. You spoke earlier. If you don't have vision, you got to find somebody that do. Watch people. Watch folks that's even younger than you. It don't have to come from somebody older. These kids teaching me stuff now about technology, and my daughter's 12 and smart. Now she's getting to tell me, Dad, you gonna wear that shirt today? Now, you gonna wear her and Kylie went shopping for me, Bishop. Now I'm like,
wow.
But yeah, it's tough. Constructive criticism can be tough. Taking advice from people at the right time. And some people don't know how to give you constructive criticism, Bishop.
Okay.
Your grandmama, when people live a certain age, they just tell you. They're not going to play with you. They're not going to spare your feelings.
Yeah.
You messed that haircut up. Just the way you need to do it. Well, I had 100 people that like it, but it was that one person you messed up that could have carried you to the next level.
Wow.
Always be a student and receive that, Aaron. That's how I've gotten to where I got to. I could take it. I was telling the guy that told you today, Bishop. People walk around now this day and time, they as soft as I don't know what. Tissue feelings, you can't say nothing. You'll get sued. They'll kick you off talk shows, and sometimes you'll get kicked off. But you can't do nothing to people no more.
Okay.
Can't say nothing to the kids. Everybody win. Nobody lose. What we play the game for?
Okay.
Those skills are learned. Those skills are developed.
Yeah.
Being able to be told to do something correctly. You go in there and make the bed up. No, that ain't good enough. And they tear it up, Bishop. Make it up. No, you're going to do this right. So you got to find people in your life that can force you to do things on a better level and can tell you about yourself. That can tell you there's another level and you could do this better than what you're doing it. And receive it. Okay. Especially if you paying them. If you got somebody that you thought enough to carry your vision to, trust the process.
You just said something there, Aaron.
Trust the process.
You just said, especially if you're paying them. What is it about this entrepreneurial group? Because it's one aspect of some of the things that I can do as an entrepreneur. I stopped doing because people didn't want to pay you. They just wanted you to do it pretty much for free, or I'll just tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. Okay. I can build or I do build websites. Okay. Now it's one thing to have a website, it's another thing to have a picture page.
Ooh.
Wow.
Teach, Bishop.
Okay. That's two different things, that Bishop.
That's two different things. That's two different things.
Yeah.
When you have a website, you have a whole system that will run your entire organization from that website.
Yes.
Now, if you just want a picture page, you can, do a little things other. And when you try to educate people to that, They'll listen to someone that can offer them a picture page for $29.99. And when you say what I do is $1,500, they don't know the hours of programming and coding and all the things that you're going to do. And you're going to be building them something that will last them 40 years.
Yeah.
All we got to do is change some of the dynamics of it, some pictures and some things of that nature to keep up. But the system will run. In big business, the only way to get to big business and the next level of business getting stronger is your systems.
Your system.
Your systems.
Your system.
Okay. Yeah, your system. Because you can't keep doing things the same way you're doing things. And as you develop your beer company, you had to develop a different system.
Most definitely.
Okay?
Most
Yeah,
definitely.
now you can make money in your sleep. All right.
Thank God.
Whereas you had to be present to make money. But now when you develop a different system, you make money while you sleep now.
Mhm.
You make money when you're not at the building. Okay. You make money when you're on the beach. Come on out, spending time with your family. You developed another system.
Mhm.
Okay. And so knowing the difference of those things, and like you said, always being someone who is learning and being educated to some things. And then, as I said, this is something that it challenges me sometimes. I know there's always competition, but don't try to say that you're offering a Rolls Royce service and you're really offering a Pinto service.
Mhm. Mhm.
Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah.
And I remember the time we were in a leadership meeting. Actually, Aaron, I think you were there, and someone made mention of someone who said that at this time, thank God, for Bonanza. But they said Bonanza had the best steak you ever wanted to have.
Yeah.
Bonanza? Okay. It was the best to them because that was all they had experienced.
That's true.
And so when you start talking about trying things and knowing what you need to do, you need to make sure that you're looking at it from the right perspective and know what you need. And it's okay if you're not ready for that, but don't try to discredit someone because they're trying to offer you Rolls Royce. Okay. And just say, listen, right now, all I need is a Pinto. And that's fine.
That's it.
That's fine.
That's it.
That's okay. That's perfectly fine. Good. I didn't mean to go all the way over and do that, guys, but it just sometimes it challenges.
That's good stuff, Bill.
It's like, come on, guys, let's not do it like that. Let's talk intelligently. Let's do business with some character. Let's don't talk down someone. That's just too much money. They shouldn't be charging you all that. Hold on. Are we comparing apples to apples? Or are you comparing a Rolls Royce to a Pinto?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's be knowledgeable of what we're talking about and all those things. Okay. So good. Charlotte Polk says so right. Everybody is too sensitive.
Thank you, Charlotte.
As you said, yeah, she be listening in. Thank God for her.
Charlotte,
All right.
so
Let's hit a little something else. And again, guys, you can join in the conversation. You're listening to Life Lessons Live. Let's Talk edition with the crew. And we got Mr. Aaron Washington, Gerald Patterson Jr., and Stephanie Monique. And these guys are talking about personal development for the entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
We hit communication, we hit presentation. What about selling skills?
That's good.
What about that? Do we need to develop selling skills? What all does that involve? Does that involve marketing? Does it involve, communication? Something that I saw that really challenged me and guys, I'm not throwing no stones. This is a no judgment zone. We ain't stoning nobody. But at least have a proper spelling of your product when you're trying to market it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have a sign in the window in what you are offering. The spelling's wrong and things of that nature. And again, I'm not throwing any stone. This is where you staff your weaknesses. This is where you ask someone else, hey, how does this look? And someone can tell you that spell wrong. I write letters sometime and I send it out to a few key people in my life. And I say, read this, please. Because I looked at that thing 15 times and I did not see where I misspelled believe.
Tell me about it.
misspell believe, and I read that thing, and I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. And they say, you misspell believe in there. And I'm like, thank you so much. A fresh set of eyes. So how much is developing selling skills, and what are some of the things that are involved in that?
Yeah. And Bishop, most definitely right there, because you received that and that person kept you from being embarrassed, they're quick to come to you again and correct you. Now, Twala will hit me in a minute. She'll shoot me a text message, a phone call. Get that down. I said, what? But because I told her, I love the fact that you play that lane and you watch my back. She's quick to get me, and because she know, hey, Aaron gonna receive that, and we're gonna get it right. But most definitely, man, that just made me think about that when he said that.
Okay.
It looked like a girl trying to say something.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Gerald, you said something?
I was just gonna say, Aaron just hit on another key point about his inner circle, talking about Mrs. Washington. How she will tell him, hey, take that down. That's not right. And correct him. That is so key to your success. Can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, so just someone having that, having your back, like Mr. Washington said, and then also her being able to trust in him to receive and understand and know why she's saying what he's saying. I mean, that's key. That was just a key nugget. I just wanted to hit that again because that's so important, and that makes it, whatever he's doing and putting his hands to, that makes it better on him. Yeah, if you can agree. So I don't know. Yeah, that was just a key point.
Okay, Stephanie, you gonna say something?
I think that's a part of protecting the brand. It's the brand of Aaron Washington or Gerald, whether it's the Busted Sale or his other business. But when you talk about your selling points or being able to sell, your marketing, your packaging, thinking about all of those things, knowing how to package products, knowing how to put it out there. Bishop, I feel the same way about that as far as like hospitality and consulting, the way that you feel about building websites. People don't take the part of the consulting or the service flow or the hospitality as serious as I do. That's a part of my niche. That's just kind of who I am. And so I do consult, and I have consulting business, but people don't want to pay you for that. They don't want to pay you to tell them to take their sign down because they put it on cardboard and put it in the window going to lunch.
Okay.
So just knowing that your presentation of your business is a part of selling your business or your talent or your service. So understanding that, and there's so much that goes into that, like logistics. Like what does your parking lot look like? Your parking lot is selling your business to people. If there's only one way to get in and one way to get out, I'm probably not going to come.
Okay.
So I think overall, thinking about those things and being aware of those things, that can tarnish or help your business.
Yeah. And that's presentation, that's communication, that's selling skills. All of these things tie in together. Is that correct?
They do.
This is all about how you're communicating. Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Listen, audience.
Go ahead.
And your packaging is very important. And I'm gonna jump right in and help Monique here. Is people don't. One thing I try to do is understand I'm the CEO and I'm selling Aaron. Okay. So people don't BYU until they can buy into you. And that's the most important thing that you selling. Is me. I sell a beard product. I do. But the barbers that buy my product also buy 30 years of experience of me behind the barber chair. So they got access to me whenever they need it. I got a guy in Virginia, me him talk about every morning. Hey, brother, how
Okay.
you doing? Hey, what did you go through this week? What did you go through? Oftentimes, we buy products and we buy things from people. They ain't even a barber. They don't know
Wow.
nothing about the product. They can't get nothing from you. You can't get nothing from them. There is no relationship tied to this. And
Mhm.
back to Monique and Bishop. I was working with a company, and I was up every time we meet, up running my mouth, talking, sharing. And one day, this lady named Dana said, "Would you meet me at poolside?" I was like, "Bishop, no." She said, "Yeah, at lunch. Come out with me." She said, "Aaron, let me tell you something." She said, "These people that's running this thing do not know nothing that they talking about." And she didn't say it that clean. She said, "Let
Okay.
me tell you something." She said, "The greatest property you'll ever own is your intellectual property."
Intellectual
Your
property. My
thoughts,
God.
your thoughts are not for free. She said, "Carry your butt back in this room and shut your mouth and don't start back talking till they pay you." So, with that being said, you pick and choose who you talk to, Monique. I
Yes.
love talking to Bishop for nothing because Bishop's so into my life. Bishop's
Mhm.
so into me every week, consistent. And whenever he can't come, he still cash out Twala. So
Wow.
I'll come talk on Bishop's show. But we have spent enough time talking to people for nothing, and they'll go to people that don't look like us, Bishop, and
Mm.
write a check for whatever they charge.
Yes, they will.
And it's the same knowledge. It's the same thing. It's value. It's value in everybody on this screen. They
Yeah.
know something that Aaron don't know. And
Yes.
if I want access to it, then I got to be willing to pay. And I got to understand that they have intellectual thought and they have thought and they have spent time. We have spent time in what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
There's some stuff that you can learn from Aaron is not in nobody's textbook. There's
Come
some stuff
on.
on me. There's some stuff Bishop got. There are some experiences in life. People, oh, where did you go to school at? I didn't get it from them.
Right.
It come, it come.
Yeah.
I learned. And I'm gonna give y'all this. I'm gonna stop talking. I'll talk your time up, Bishop. Even from Bishop Warner, we talked about some stuff. Bishop
Yeah.
taught me some stuff. Bishop Warner said, "I don't have bad experience at restaurants and structure." When he was teaching in structure, he said,
Yeah.
"Because I tip the waitress before we get started.
Yeah.
I don't wait till afterwards."
Yeah.
He said, "I may not give them the whole tip, but he said, I start this meal off by, here it go. We can move forward or we can move back." And I
Right.
learned to do that sometimes. Just go in and say, "Hey, here go $20.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna give you my order." So
Yeah.
that thought, that time, that experience that he got from that engage has helped me.
Yeah.
So yeah, people try to beat you. They don't want to pay. That listen, go on, bye, boo. You gonna pay. You gonna pay.
And I
They
want
do
to.
the same thing to me, Bishop. That's and I know your come right up to you in the shop. They want enough nut. They don't really want you. They want your thoughts. They want your experience.
Yeah.
But nothing. No skin in the game.
No skin in the game.
No skin
And
in the
that
game.
principle Aaron's talking about, again, I got that from Bishop Warren too. And before I sit in Aaron's chair, I pay him.
Right.
And I love it. I love it.
Before I sit down, before he touches me, I pay him.
Yeah.
Okay. I
You've
pay
been doing that over 2 years, Bishop. Take 2
over
years.
2 years. And
Now,
listen,
maybe
he don't have to raise his prices. When the Holy Spirit speak to me, I give him a raise.
You've been doing that longer than 2 years.
Okay. He don't have to say, got a little bit of a price increase or that. He don't have to say that. You don't have to say that. You don't have to say that to me. I appreciate his respect of my time. I can say I will be at a place at this time and I know about what time I'm leaving, all those different types of things. I'm not sitting around. He's not doing this or doing that. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yes.
that principle, we want you to know we ain't just talking.
That's
We
right.
live like this.
Right.
We live like this. This is our experience. This is our wisdom. And this is how we live.
Yeah. And I don't have to wonder about you, Bishop, because your character is in order. You was for the first time, and this very seldom happened. You were 7 minutes late, but you called. You called at 1 and said you was gonna be late. Well, it was about 1:02. But you normally 10 to 15 minutes early.
Early.
So like, where Bishop, maybe I need to check on Bishop because I know who he is and what he stands for. And
That's
you
good.
consistently do all of those things, not to toot your horn or not, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And as a barber, as an entrepreneur, it relaxed my mind knowing at 1 o'clock every Wednesday I got Bishop and I know what to expect. Yeah. And I learned not only because Bishop raised his level, I raised my level. I don't put nobody right behind Bishop no more. I block me off an hour and a half because I know Bishop gonna cover it, and I don't want to be under no rush. He does. My money. Y'all better start talking.
Can I say this in that right there? Now you're going beyond entrepreneurship. Now you are describing your relationship.
Yeah. Wow.
That's the relationship there. You don't book nobody behind him. First of all, you understand the wisdom, the conversations that y'all are gonna have. Come on, Aaron, you got to marinate after you leave Bishop's presence for some of the stuff. So that's relationship. And I want to say this too. Aaron also was Bishop's barber for his daughter's wedding. He came up, he cut everybody's hair. He was there. He spent the day. He blocked the whole day. And this was a Saturday. Come on, we know that's when you get your money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that's relationship. And so your entrepreneurship, your business, what you offer, what you bring to the table, your product, your talent, your service, it has to go beyond you trying to get $1. Now it's about building relationships. That is what will establish you and will make your business cross those borders as we talk about that cultural, diversification and things like that. That is what will push you beyond. That's what will last. And that's a part of the legacy when you talk about entrepreneurship.
Wow, yes. That's good. Listen, we had the Mr. Christopher Haley. He has come on. We appreciate
what's up,
man. Appreciate your patience, and he got in here.
Oh yeah,
suited up, knotted up today, and
we back in soon, Bishop, man. You know how we do.
Okay, and so man, we got about 4 minutes left, and so just share something, man, because you had something about selling. That you had made mention of, and Charlotte Paul mentioned investors respect each other.
You
got the pound sign with that. Yes, it's about honor and respect, Sister Charlotte. Absolutely.
100. Yeah, well, real quick, man, you guys have been great. Y'all been listening to y'all for like the last 30, 40 minutes, and it's been educational to me. Sometimes it's good to sit back, like you were saying, Aaron, and just close your mouth and just have your ears, attended and listening. So thank you guys for that wisdom that y'all been dropping the whole show. Just 2 things real quick. You guys are talking about what y'all just talked about. That's getting into customer service, believe it or not, and that's one thing that's going to really run. Whether you're entrepreneur, you're still in a corporate, whatever you're doing, that genuine customer service. And I always tell everybody, I'm a big sports guy, so knowing your personnel. Like Aaron, you were saying, Bishop is going, by clockwork, he's going to be there at a specific time, specific part of the day. And, he got you for that time frame that he's with you. So, you're not going to be just so money hungry. Oh, yeah, let me get somebody right behind them so I can double up and make, an extra buck. No, you value that relationship and you value that wisdom and that correspondence coming from a customer. And it's more than a customer, it's a friendship. It's a relationship that ministers to you, not only ministering to him. So you value that. And that's quality in work. And a lot of people don't have that. You see a lot of times people try to just get that profit. You know what I mean? Think about it. I'm not going to spend money with somebody that looking at me like a dollar sign versus somebody that's actually trying to provide help and trying to, guide me through the course of what I need to get. So the customer service that, we do that here. I'm a jeweler, and one thing about it, we tend to can hit some big profits if we're just trying to get a diamond out the door. But the thing is I know that you don't know nothing about diamonds. So I'm going to educate you before I sell you this diamond. You need to know the 4 C's of a diamond. You need to know where it's coming from. You need to know if it's a value clarity, if the cut is right for you. If you don't know anything about the carat weight, I need to explain to you that, hey, there's a major difference between 2 carats and 0.5 or half carat. There's a big dollar value there. And customers respect that. And I have repeat business because they'll come back. Hey, we want to talk to Chris. Is Mr. Haley here? Because that's the person I know that's going to value my time, is going to value my money. And he's not trying to get over them. He cares enough about me to where he's going to educate me on the product. And I was saying earlier in the comments, selling, that's also an important fact that you guys hit on, because when you're selling, it's important to develop that because you're really selling yourself. Aaron, you said something about that earlier. You and Bishop, you're selling yourself. So if you don't know how to project and get that picture of who you are and your vision of what you're doing, you will never be able to have profit and sell your product, because a person will never believe in your product if they can't believe in you first. I think that was great you guys hit on that, because I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, that's just like spot on. Whether it's entrepreneurship, corporate, or anything you're trying to do out here anyway, you got to sell yourself to people. And once you project yourself and they see the real you, the product will follow just like clockwork. It'll follow like clockwork. Yeah.
Listen, guys, believe it or not, that's our time today. And we have been on here. We have had a ball. We have gotten into some things, and we're just continuing. We want to be able to help someone, help people, and have some real life conversations, because again, the climate that we're in, so many people are getting into entrepreneurship. Some of them because they had to, some of them because they're seeing, I've got to have another stream of income because I can't depend on what I'm presently doing. And some people are saying, it's just not enough. So I got to have some more. I got to do some things, and I need to be preparing for my future and for my children's future. And I need to be able to leave a legacy and inheritance for my children's children. So we're going to be talking about entrepreneurship some more. Thank God for Aaron taking time out of his day. Twyla, thank you. Amen. Thank you, Twyla. I know you guys have a lot of things going on. They got a great family, active kids, and they got a busy life. So to take time out, I appreciate that. Stephanie, your jewel. Lil G, thank you for your time. Chris, thank you for your time, sir. I appreciate you so much. And thank you, all of you that have been listening. Again, you can go to the YouTube channel, Life Lessons, Gerald Passion Life Lessons. You can hear this over and over. It's on the Facebook page. Share it with a friend. Maybe it'll help someone that wasn't able to get on and listen. But you can share it, and it can help somebody, okay? And so we appreciate you so much. Thank God for you, and we'll see you next week. We'll be back again, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, Life Lessons Live with the crew. Enjoyed, everybody. God bless you. Have an amazing evening. All right.
All right.